Hello, Brick fans. Today's build is on GLaDOS from Portal 2. Now this is actually... Hello people, this is your Randy, actually. This is actually a tribute to Brick 101. Now this is actually a custom model of GLaDOS that I built long before Portal was actually a thing with LEGO. I actually scaled it to another build that I found online of the core. In this case, Wheatley. See? It's like exactly the same size. And like the core is to like minifigure scale, so there, and then yeah. So technically, this GLaDOS is just about minifigure scale. Let's actually cover some main details here. This is actually very poseable. Got the ball and socket joint here on the head, so it can swivel around. There's another ball and socket joint here, but that's mostly so I can get the angle. It doesn't really move that much. There's another ball and socket joint up here, so that way we can get like the back and forth movement of GLaDOS. And up here, this is actually a rotating rig. A very special build, where I can like grab this and then rotate it. Watch. See? It's a puppet rig. For like stop motions. Or partially live action builds. So yeah. It's pretty cool. I just kind of was inspired by the core here and built GLaDOS around it. There's a little side-by-side comparison of Wheatley to GLaDOS, given the actual core size to both of them. Made sure the stud was the exact same. So yeah, let's get to building GLaDOS. Here are all the parts you'll need to build the control rig for the top of GLaDOS. Okay, so there's multiple ways to do this. Either way, you're going to need a 10 by 10 octagonal plate to start off with. Now, if you don't want this to be a puppet model, then just put these on these 2 by 2 round plates directly onto the bottom of the base plate in the middle. But I'm going to make the puppet rig. So let's put that aside and start making the plunger. So we start off with a 2 by 1 Technic pin brick and a Technic pin that's about about 2/3 bricks tall. Doesn't really matter, but hey, the longer the rod, the more support it has. But this is the only rod I had at the time. So to that, you add a 2 by 6 brick. This is to make the handle. And then two 2 by 2 bricks on either side. And top it off with another 2 by 6 brick. Now this will give you a nice wide grip to deal with when turning the axle. We're going to put that on here, but not before making this smooth, because right now it's very jittery and not really smooth. So we're going to make this a lot easier to deal with. So to that we add a 1x6 plate, two 2x2 plates, and another 1x6 plate surrounding the main hole. Well, it doesn't have to be this, but this is what I had. And it fits the shape of the plunger for spinning. Now, see, that's a lot smoother. And you kind of need that space for spacing out this. Now, to this, you need to add 10 of these 2x6 bricks in black, preferably, but I only had these in mass in tan. So I just decided, okay, I'll use tan. This will be like the main support column for GLaDOS, because, you know, she's not directly attached to the ceiling. Now this will give you like a good distance away from the ceiling to like give your model some like leeway. Like you can like there, and like the rig would be like all the way up there, and you could like control it from up there. Now the trick to putting this on there is to put it to where you see the end of the Technic pinhole in the brick. Put it to the end of that. Or if you have one of those round 2x2 plates that's like flat on top and it has the Technic pinhole, put it on there. Because you need about that much space for like fluid movement. God, I wish I had one of those. That'd make this a lot easier. And there you go. There's your main control mechanism for GLaDOS. Now you spin that and it controls. And we put these giant arch pieces on, so like GLaDOS is like off center in all the pictures. Like the back of her is like way back here, and she like arches forward like this. So we did that, and see, now you can see how it properly spins now. Let's move on to the next part now. Here are all the parts you need to build the top connector of GLaDOS. Now I do use an old Mega Bloks piece here, this cornered piece. Instead, you should use a regular angle connector piece with the studs here and then going over. And then a 1x2 plate here. A plate with studs. So, yeah. But, hey, if you don't have this piece, you know the alternative. Now, to start the build, you're going to need a 2x2 brick with ball connector piece. Place the hinge connector here, the sideways plate. This will be our top connector for GLaDOS. Place a 2x2 plate here to smooth it out. Place a 2x2, I call this a wheel hub brick, because it's mostly used for like cars for wheels. And place that on the back. And then with that, place this giant tube with one end in there, and the other end place this Technic half bush pin piece, whatever that's actually called. David, if you're watching this, I'm sorry if I'm screwing up the terms. I am so sorry. And here you have the top of GLaDOS. This is the part that will connect to, right here will connect to the top of the puppet rig. So there's that. It looks like a robot already. Arr. Like this little arm just Alright, so let's get on to the next part. The parts you will need to build the main body of GLaDOS. Okay, so to start the main body of GLaDOS, you'll need two of these hub pieces, these 2x2 socket pieces, opposite of the ball pieces, in black. Connect these with two hinge plates, in 2x2 with 2x4. These will be various connector points. On one side, place a 2x2 hopper plate. Oh, and fill out the top with 1x2 plates. That's very important for later. And on the other side, place two of these 3x6 half octagons with a 2x2 plate in the middle of them, and place that in the middle on the opposite side. Now you have part of the main body of GLaDOS. And now for the options for the rest of the body. So to start off with, you'll need two 2x2s or a 1x4. I didn't have a 1x4s in black. A 2x4s in black at this time. Place these 2x2 upside down bricks on either side of your 2x4. And in my case of a 2x2, connect it. Well, you have to connect it either way. It's going to be visible from both sides. And a 2x4 plate on top. Now this is going to be the top part of GLaDOS here. It's going to be the top part of her main shell. Shell. Portal references. Now to build the outer shell. Shell. You're going to need a 2x6 or a 2x4 and a 2x2. It kind of has to be this. Place a 2x4 plate in white and a 2x2 plate in white. And on top, and then two 2x1s in white on the side, and then these curvy downward slopes, these 1x4 curvy downward slopes, to form the smooth bottom side of her armor. This is about what it looks like. I had the grate on this side, so I know exactly which part goes on top. And there you go. There's the body of GLaDOS. You can connect this now if you wanted to. It goes like this. Whoops. In that case, whoops. I completely forgot how to make my build. There's the neurotoxin. This is supposed to be like the neurotoxin generator holster tank thing. And now, the next part. Here are the pieces you will need to build the secondary body piece of GLaDOS. So this one is actually very straightforward. You have a 2x2 brick with double ball joint. So you can connect one end to the body and one end to the core receptacle. Place a 2x4 plate on one side and a 2x1 brick with Technic pin round hole and one with a cross pin hole on either side, and then a 2x4 plate on the bottom to click it together. Then you'll want to take this Technic half pin or bush pin, the one with the stud on it, and shove it in the hole. This will tell the side. Remember on the body how it had the stud? Place the hose piece on here. Then place the armor, the 2x6 bricks, on here facing this, so it covers like half of this. This will get you the forced up that you need for the body of GLaDOS. Go ahead and connect it now if you want. See? It's like the perfect connection. Now connect the other end of the hose to this, and remember the robot arm? Let's probe it into the connector there. And now you have a GLaDOS body. Very simple. GLaDOS body. GLaDOS body. Here are the pieces you'll need to form the core receptacle and GLaDOS's core. Again, very straightforward. This will be the receptacle piece. And you place the 2x1 with that on there. Place the 2x4 brick, which will be the head of GLaDOS, and then place the yellow stud in the middle to form her eye. And there you go. There's GLaDOS's head. Attach that to the other ball joint piece there, and there you go. There is your GLaDOS head. GLaDOS head. GLaDOS head. Added bonus, here's how to build the cores. It's actually very simple. We start off with David's favorite piece, the all-important Travis brick, or 1x1 brick with studs on all four sides. We place a 1x1 stud, 1x1 round plate, or stud as people like me call it. The color will determine what core it is. And we place the 2x1 with handle. Now, I didn't have the proper handle piece for this. The one you want is the one with the connectors to the brick right here and right here on the ends. So it looks like the complete handle, like actual Wheatley, or one of the actual cores. You'll place one on what will be the top and bottom. Then you will take two of these 2x1 jumper plates and place a 2x2 radar dish in each one. I used to have two of these light gray. Well, if you can do it in white, then by all means do all the outside colors in white. But if all else fails, light gray will do you good. Now, the trick is to place on the stud the middle of the jumper plate. So that way it lines up with the front of the core. Now, place the other jumper plate on the back to round it out in the back. And there you go. You have a core. Hello! Now, the reason I did this was there's actually a really cool play feature you can do with GLaDOS. If you remove the GLaDOS core here, move it off to the side, and take a what I call helicopter plate, which is a 2x2 plate with round Technic pin coming out of the middle of it, like this. This is an inverse, because it's the only one I could find. I used to have a normal, but I only found an inverse. And place it there. Take off the back of the core and place it in there. Then you would have the Hostile Takeover version of GLaDOS with Wheatley in it. Now, this is actually the reason why I built GLaDOS, so I could have Wheatley in it. Just like in the game. Looks just like it, doesn't it? Pretty cool, isn't it? Hello, this is the part where I kill you. This video was a bit different, but I hope you liked it. If you liked the video, like, comment, sub, up to you guys, per the norm. So yeah, if you want me to do this more like this, just tell me. Hey David, if you're watching this, I hope you liked it. So yeah, later. So yeah, here's the thing. I screwed up a lot of the names. I called, let's see. I called tiles plates, plates tiles. I called the 2x2 round brick a plate once. I called it a 2x6 instead of a 2x2. And, oh boy. I didn't even specify the size for the giant, curvy downward slopes. Those are 1x6, by the way. I called the 1x1 round plates studs. I am one of those people that calls them studs. So, yeah. I actually screwed up a lot during this. Credit to you, David. Credit to you. And all the work you put into your brick films. And all of your how to builds. This was actually very tricky for me. I ended up deleting most of the screw up footage. So I did save this one though. So here's this. Here are the pieces you'll need to form the core receptacle, and my hands were in the shot.